I'm going to start the recording. And it starts now. Let's see. Today is July the 18th, and we are going to start. Welcome, Rocio and Sebastiana. And we are going to start by telling you that today the participation is super important. If you can have the cameras on, all of you, that would be amazing, at least for the beginning of the class. I sent an email today, just a few minutes ago, so you can have access to a document. Good morning, Octavio. A document that I shared with you. That's a document we are going to be using today in classes. That information is also included at Aula Virtual, right? So you can see all the information using Aula Virtual as well. In today's class, we are going to have an objective that is a communicative objective. Why? Because next class is your second evaluation. That is a speaking evaluation, and it consists of a debate. We are going to be forming groups. So this class is going to be divided into 4. I'm going to tell you who the leaders are going to be in classes. Today, I'm going to let you know that, because today in classes, you will start preparing your debate of next class. So you don't use much of your free time to prepare your test. All right, so those 4 leaders are going to be the ones choosing the members of the group. We're going to be editing the groups as well. And now we are ready to start. All right, so please, you say if you're present or absent. No, you don't say if you're absent, of course. So say if you are present, of course. Agustín Escobar.
Present.
Hello, Agustín.
Hello.
Let's go with Francisca Arancibia. Hello, Francisca.
Hi.
Now we go with Giovanni Agüero. I don't see Giovanni. Camila Murga.
Present.
Hello, Cami. Let me see. Someone is trying to enter. It's Alexis. Matías Costa.
Present.
Hello, Matías. Octavio.
Hello.
Yes, I saw you today, Octavio. Hello, good morning. Sebastián Lara.
Present.
Sofía Carrasco.
Present, Miss.
Hello, Rocío Aravena.
Present.
Maida Campuzano. Maida, are you there? Is Maida there? Yes? Okay. I hear.
Estoy acá, no me prendí el micrófono.
Okay, but now you are. That's important. Alexis Zareki, I saw you entering a few seconds ago, so you're present.
Good morning.
Grisel, hello. Grisel Guerrero.
Hi, Miss.
Hi.
I'm here.
Matías Riquelme.
Present, Miss.
Hello, Matías. Josefina Merino.
Present.
Joaquín Duarte.
Present.
Belén Olmos.
Sí está, acaba de llegar por si acaso.
Is she? Okay, thank you for letting me know. Cristóbal Montero.
Present.
Fabricio Montero. Fabricio. Felipe Catalán. Felipe Hinojosa.
Hi, Miss.
Hello. Eduardo Rojas.
Present.
Josefa Sánchez. Josefa. Maximiliano Terán.
Present.
Hello. Renata Millas.
Present.
Rodrigo Brito.
Morning.
Hello, good morning. Sebastiana Lazarus.
Present.
Catalina Cuña.
Yeah.
Hello. Joaquín Quesada. Joaquín is absent. Rocío Bugüeño.
Present.
Hello, Rocío again. Okay, so as I was saying, we are going to
Miss,
yes.
yo
Who?
llegué recién. Soy Giovanni.
And Giovanni. Okay, Giovanni.
Yo también, Miss.
Let me see. Giovanni Agüero. And who else?
Fabricio Montero.
Fabricio. All right. Now you're present. So as I was saying, today we are going to be using the PowerPoint that I'm sharing, that I also shared with you by email, and it is also included in your Aula Virtual. Why am I sharing so much this information? Because this information is crucial for what you're going to be doing today and what you're going to be presenting next class. Today we are going to be talking about debating. Why? Because next class is your debate for the evaluation of speaking skills. We already did the listening skills evaluation. Now we are going to have the speaking skills evaluation. And first, we need to know that I'm going to be choosing 4 members of the class who are going to be the leaders of each of the 4 groups. And they're going to be at the same time choosing the members of each team. All right, so let's see how they are going to be formed. But before we start, we need to know some concepts. Please go with me with the slides. The first one is, what is a debate? What is actually a debate? As you can see, it is a formal process in which speakers make a particular point or argument and then defend that argument with supporting points. What are the keywords here? Formal process, so that means that your language is formal, then that you make a point, you have an argument, you have an idea, you defend it, but you defend and you make arguments with supporting points, with evidence. So you've got opening arguments, further arguments, key points, rebuttals, and closing arguments. It's speakers take turns, but you've got a time given that I'm going to show you later. Some people are going to speak for 2 minutes, some others for 1 minute, and so on and so forth. We are going to have 4 speakers, but since we have more members in each group, more than one person can be speaker number 2, more than one person can be speaker number 3 or 4. Okay, we can have more persons playing the role of each speaker. It is planned, so today you will know what the topic is, the motion, and also the position. It is going to be chosen random. I'm going to be using these papers, and you're going to choose one. Okay, once we have the groups formed. Let me see if there is someone trying to enter. Belén Olmos. Okay, so as I was saying, the subject of the dispute is often prearranged. So you may find yourself having to support opinions with which you do not normally agree. So this topic is not going to be about your real personal opinion, but the main focus is going to be on how you defend or how you make arguments. You also have to argue as part of a team, being careful not to contradict what others on your side have said. So be very aware of what people from your team are saying as well. That's why organization and planning is important, and that is why today's lesson is important. I'm just going to be doing the presentation of the class, because then you are going to be working, all right? Objective. Why are we doing this? To develop and practice key communication skills for offering opinion, agreeing and disagreeing, for building a logical and structured argument, how to rebut an argument, how to use facial expressions, body language, and gestures to be persuasive, It is always important to be persuasive, using speaking speed, volume, word stress, and intonation. How are we going to organize this? It is organized in two main stages. Stage number 1 is the argument stage, and stage number 2 is the rebuttal stage. In the argument stage, let me see who is coming late. Joaquin Quesada. I thought you were from the beginning. Now, look at this. In the argument stage, you start with an introduction of the team's position. The team's position can be in favor of the motion or against the motion. Then it continues with all the supporting points that the team has come up with to defend the position. Remember that the supporting points can be data, illustrations, examples, situations that you want to tell, maybe interviews, whatever. All right, the thing that can support your points. Here are the parts. What is important from all the things that I wrote here? There you have an example too. You must begin to build a case, to structure a case with the arguments. So you have to divide your arguments into maybe 2 or 4 arguments, depending on the number of people you have in your group. Justify it. You can use, as I said, statistics, quotes, especially quotes are very used in debates. It is all about strategy of proof to make an argument. Look at the example that it's given there. It says, the media exerts more influence over what people think than the government does. This is true for 3 reasons. Firstly, blah, blah, blah. Secondly, blah, blah, blah. Thirdly, blah, blah, blah. So as you can see, then she or the person started with the sentence expressing the argument and then 3 supporting ideas for that argument. All, and this is something I want you to pay attention to it, all of the arguments in this case outlined are debatable. So once you give your argument, you need to think about all the options that you have to support that argument, and they need to be debatable. But they can give the case a wide range which cover all kinds of issues. The trick, look at this, the trick is not to come up with a watertight case, something that cuts, but a well-argued one. Think, can I argue that when you create your arguments? For creating the elements of speaking, you have to keep the sequence, opinion markers, cause and effect connectors. They are developed later. The rebuttal stage. How can you argue that the opposing team is not correct? It can be for factually flawed, logically flawed, and morally flawed. And of course, that is the vocabulary. So in this part, you're saying what they have wrong. What are the stages? As I said, arguments can be factually, morally, or logically flawed. And here are some examples. For example, number 1 says, compulsory euthanasia at age 70 would save the country money in pensions and healthcare. This is true, but it's morally flawed. Then in number 2, you have an example of logically flawed. And in number 3, you have a person that is blah, blah, blahing all the time. So 5 minutes later, still does not mention the economic issues, so still does not mention something that is important. So that is a clear failure to explain. And in that case, you can also look at the last line. Let me do it here. If the speaker fails to do any of those things, you can then hang her or him by the nose by repeating their exact words. So you can paraphrase what the person said to make the person feel that is not making the point. I'm going to go fast because I'm going to go to this point. How are we going to organize it? As I said, we have the 4 leaders of the class that I'm going to be giving the names now. I am going to be playing the role of the moderators. Okay, winners, we are going to have But the most important thing that for you to know is that we are going to have individual evaluation here. It is not going to be a group evaluation that is part of the points, but the evaluation is going to be individual. And is something else that you need to know is that I'm going to be evaluating how persuasive you can be. And if you're using the structures that I'm going to be showing in the next slides. Remember that depending on the number of the members you have in your group, you can have more than one speaker, two, more than maybe two speakers, number three. And the order is the following. Then we start with the first speaker of the proposition team, the persons who are in favor. They are always the ones that start in favor of the motion. That person introduces the position with an example that I'm going to show later. Then speaker number one of the opposite team, the opposition team, does the same. Then we go to speaker number two that argues the position of this speaker. We go with the speaker number two that argues the position of the speakers presented. And it is like crossed fire. Speaker number three rebuts the other team's points. The same does the speaker number three. The strongest, in this case, have to be the speakers number two, but most of it, it's speakers number three. Speaker number four is the one that concludes and closes the ideas. I gave you a template for each speaker. So the ones that start, how to say the introduction, explain the team split, the arguments and the ending, and the same with the others. So what you're going to be seeing here are all the steps. I didn't include speaker number four because speaker number four is the one that is going to close everything. So that person is going to be creating their own speech.
Miss,
Yes.
can I add something?
Yes,
I was a little distracted. The speaking is like planned or not?
Yes,
not
that's what you are doing today. Today you are going to start working on it.
Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome. So what is our motion? We've been talking in classes about volunteering, relationships, and living in a community. Okay, so combining all that, I came up with this motion that is about Bomberos de Chile, the Chile's firefighting institution. And the motion says, this house believes that Bomberos de Chile should always stay as an all-volunteer force. So this is the argumentation you're going to be using. Some people are going to be in favor of this motion, and some people are going to be against this motion. I will read it again. This house believes that Bomberos de Chile should always stay as an all-volunteer force. Talking about volunteering. So the people who are going to be in favor, the ones that start the debate, are going to say, yes, they should always stay as an all-volunteer force. The persons that are against the motion are going to be saying and justifying the reason why it should not be an all-volunteer force. When I mean all-volunteer force, I mean that there are some other institutions like around the world of firefighting that have the main group that is not volunteer, but there are some other persons that work as volunteers. Okay, but the institution itself is not volunteer. I don't know if you understand what I mean by the motion. If you have doubts or questions about the motion, you can let me know. Remember that I'm going to be sharing this. I already did. I'm sharing this presentation with all of you, and you have access to it. Now I'm going to be giving the members of each group. All right? So, first of all, are you ready to know who are the leaders of each group? I have my ideas, but I was wondering if you want to propose someone to be the leader. Would you like to propose someone? Anybody? Well, let's just say a name. No?
I
Rodrigo
was
says.
to Catalina Acuña.
She is one.
Mhm.
She is definitely one person. So Catalina Acuña is definitely one of the leaders. And anybody else? No? Okay, so I'm going to let you know the other names. The next name that I have here is, it's a person that I'm sure that is going to say, no, please, no. Because he always says, no, 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 no. Fabricio Montero. Are you there? I knew it.
Yeah, miss.
Also, I'm going to be asking you to be in another team in opposition. No, I'm not saying in opposition. Like one leader is you, the other is Catalina Cuña, the other one is Felipe Hinojosa. And he is almost crying. And the last one is a lady. This lady is called, because I forgot the surname, Camposano, Maida Camposano. Are you there? I don't know if I invited.
Yes.
I don't know if I invited a group of people who wanted to be together, but the idea is that you are separated for different reasons. So, Catalina Cuña,
Okay.
Fabricio Montero, and Felipe Hinojosa and Mayra Camposano. I'm going to share a document now with you because I want you to be editing. Oh no, not the document. I'm going to use the chat. So from this moment on, we are going to be using the chat and I will be taking notes. The first person choosing a member for the team is going to be Catalina. So Catalina, you write a name using the chat for your team. Just one name. Then Fabrice is going to write another name. We start with you, Catalina.
I don't remember the last name.
Jose. Then Fabricio, you write a name.
Al tiro.
Felipe, you have to be thinking about the person that you want in your team too. Maida, you too, start thinking because we're waiting for Fabricio to write the name. Fabricio chose Maximiliano. Felipe, what's the name? Joaquín Quesada. Thank you for writing the surname. Maida, tell me one name. Eduardo. So, Catalina. Belén. Remember that all of the students need to be chosen. Fabricio. Fabricio. Rodrigo Brito. Felipe. Felipe Hinojosa. Your next name? Renata. Maida. Joaquín. Duarte. Catalina. Matías. Thank you. Fabricio.
What happened with me? I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
No, that
I just heard my
Catalina
name.
chose you for her team.
Okay. Thanks.
Fabricio. Fabricio. Fabricio is always taking his time to make a choice. Yes, Sofía Carrasco. Felipe, did you make a choice? Felipe Hinojosa, and then Maida. Joaquin Duarte is not available. Is already taken at Maida's team. That's why you need to make a choice. Yes, he is, Eduardo. You can look at the names of the person present. So do you want me to refresh? Okay, Sebastiana goes to Felipe's team. I can tell you the names in a moment, so other persons that are available you can know the names of those persons. Maida? Maida, did you make a choice? Camila Murga. Okay, so far, this is what we have so far. In Catalina's team, we have Josefa, Belén Olmos, Matías Riquelme. Fabricio's team is formed by Maximiliano, Rodrigo Brito, and Sofía Carrasco. Felipe's team, Joaquín Quesada, Renata Sebastiana. In Maida's team, Eduardo, Joaquín Duarte, and Camila Murga. So, Catalina, who's next? Giovanni. Fabricio. Matías Costa. Felipe. The other Felipe. Okay. Maida. Grisel. Catalina. Rocío. Fabricio. Rocío Ravena. Felipe.
Miss, I don't know who is available and who is not.
Okay,
Or
so
maybe who is available, but
I will share with you the names who are already taken. And I'm going to share all of them so we can see the names who are still available. How about that? So let me see. I'm going to color the ones that are taken. Agustin is not taken. Agustin Escobar. Then I've got Francisca Arancibia, not chosen yet. So there you have two options. Giovanni is already chosen. So I'm going to color Giovanni with gray. Giovanni is in what team? Or not? Yes, with Catalina. Camila Murga is already chosen. Matías Costa also. Octavio Quiroz, no, haven't written his name. Sebastián Lara, haven't yet. Sofía Carrasco, yes, she is. Rocío Aravena, yes, she is. Maida Camposano is the leader, so she is absolutely chosen. Alexis Zarecki is not yet. Grisel, yes, she is. Matías Riquelme is. Josefina Merino, Josefina Merino is not. If I make a mistake, you let me know, please. Joaquín Duarte, yes, he is. Belén Olmos, yes, with Catalina, right? Cristóbal Montero, taken? No, I don't think so. Fabricio Montero is a leader, so he is taken. Felipe Catalán, yes, he is the other Felipe. Felipe is the leader. So Eduardo Rojas is taken. Josefa Sanchez, yes, she is. Max, yes, he is. Renata Millas, I don't think so. Yes, she is. With Felipe. Rodrigo Brito. Rodrigo Brito, yes, he is taken. He's going with Felipe. Sebastiana Lazarus. Sebastiana, yes, she was chosen in Felipe's team. Catalina Cuña is the leader. Joaquín Quesada, not so sure. Yes, he goes with Felipe. And Rocio is chosen. So the options are not so many. As you can see, we've got Cristóbal Montero, Josefina Merino, Alexis, Sebastián Octavio, Francisca Agustín. No more than that. Okay, did you take notes? Agustín, Francisca, Octavio, Sebastián, Alexis, Josefina, Cristóbal. Those are the ones. So let's go back to the chat. We have Felipe wrote Alexis. Then Maida. Let me mark Alexis in the list. Maida, what did you choose? You're still thinking. Try to think fast because we need to work on it today. I'm going to show you. We still have Cristóbal, José Merino, Sebastián, Octavio, Francisca, and Agustín. Those are the only options we have. Again. So I said first, Agustín, Francisca, Octavio, Sebastián, Josefina, Cristóbal, because the other ones are all taken. Yes. Sebastián Lara. Catalina, who goes to your team? Let me mark Sebastián Lara, that is already taken. Catalina. Agustín, Francisca, Octavio, Josefina, Cristóbal. Josefina. Fabricio. Let me mark Josefina Merino. We have four more options. Francisca. Felipe. And you go to. See you, Ana Paula. Felipe chose Agustín. Agustín. There you are. And who goes next? Maida. Agustín, I didn't mark Agustín here. Maida. Octavio Cristóbal. The last person chooses the team. The last person, Cristóbal. So who's going to be choosing the team? Octavio, where do you want to go? You choose. Where is Octavio? Octavio, where are you? Octavio, I don't see you. Here, okay. Octavio, where do you want to go? Because you are the only one, the only person in this group who can choose the team. Cristóbal, do you want to be with Catalina, Fabricio, Felipe, or Maida? You make the choice. I'm going to tell you the members of all the groups, Octavio, so you make a choice. Catalina is with Josefa Belén Olmos, Matías Riquelme, Giovanni Rocío Bueño, Josefina. Fabricio is with Maximiliano Rodrigo Brito Sofía, Matías Rocío, Francisca. Felipe Hinojosa, the leader, he says that he's going to come in a second. Joaquín Quesada, Renata Sebastiana Felipe Alexis Agustín. And finally, Mayra's team is with Eduardo Joaquín, Camila Grisel, Sebastián Lara, and Cristóbal. So, Octavio, where are you going? If not, I will make a choice. You've got 3 seconds, Octavio. 3. Okay, I choose. Octavio, you're going to go to the team of Fabricio. Okay, so Octavio, you are going to be part of the longest group, that is Fabricio's group. Each group, including the leader, is going to be formed by 7 persons. So that means that the leader starts, 2 persons for speaker number 2, 2 persons for speaker number 3, then 2 persons for speaker number 4. The only group that is going to be having the first speaker, speaker number 1, in pairs is the team of Fabricio. So 2 persons for speaker 1, 2 persons for speaker 2, 2 persons for speaker 3, and 2 persons for speaker 4. So now we are going to work the following way. I'm going to be asking each team to work together and try to form a group, maybe using WhatsApp or whatever you have to communicate among you. I will say the names of the groups again. Catalina, Josefa, Belén, Matías, Riquelme, Giovanni, Rocío, Josefina, 1 group. The group of Fabricio, Maximiliano, Rodrigo, Sofía, Matías, Rocío, Francisca, Octavio. Felipe, Felipe's team with Joaquín, Renata, Sebastiana, Felipe, Alexis, Agustina. Agustín, not Agustín, I'm so sorry. Maida, your group is formed by Eduardo, Joaquín, Camila, Grisel, Sebastián, and Cristóbal. Now, what is your mission? Mission number 1, make a group using WhatsApp or whatever you have for communication. Step number 2, go to the PowerPoint presentation that we have here, that you all have in your emails. Go to the PowerPoint presentation, go back to the motion. Remember, this house believes that Bomberos de Chile should always stay as an all-volunteer force. Now we are going to be choosing the positions. Let's choose the position. So leaders, are you ready? I'm waiting for Felipe. He said I'll be right back. Are you back, Felipe? Felipe, are you back? If not, I'm going to say another person of the group that is going to be choosing a number. Okay, so the first thing we are going to be doing is that I'm going to give numbers to the teams. Team number 1, just because of the number, is going to be the team of Catalina. Team number 2 is going to be the group of Fabricio. Team 3, Felipe. Team 4 is going to be Maida. So now, I'm going to have these papers, and you're going to be choosing the paper that I have for you. Team number 1 is going to debate against team number 1, Catalina. Catalina, I've got 3 papers for you. Each of them have a number. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see? Here is 1. Then I have 1 in the middle and the other one on my left. Which one do you choose? The one that I have on my right, in the middle, or on my left?
Middle.
In the middle. Okay, so this is the one you chose. You're going to be debating against team number 2, that is Fabricio. So Catalina, you debate against Fabricio, and Felipe against Maida's team. Those are going to be the 2 debates we are going to have next class. So Catalina, Josefa, Belén, Matías, Giovanni, Rocío, and Josefina, you debate against Fabricio, Maximiliano, Rodrigo, Sofía, Matías, Rocío, Francisca, and Octavio. Now we are going to be choosing the position. Fabricio, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we have a proposition team and an opposition team. If you are in the proposition team, that means that you say that, yes, they have to be all volunteer all the rest of the time. But if you say no, you say that Bomberos de Chile should not be a volunteer. Okay, so here I have two papers, Fabricio, one on my left and one on my right. Which one do you choose? On my left or my right?
Your left.
On my left, this is the one. So it says that your team, Fabricio, first, what do you want to be, opposition or proposition?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, you have to be on opposition team. So you're going to be saying no to the motion.
Aquí there.
Okay. Catalina, you're going to be saying yes to the motion. So Catalina, you start the debate. You open the fire next class. Because you as a leader, you're supposed to be speaker number one. All right? Leaders are commonly speakers number one, by the way, but you decide if you are going to be the speaker one or not. But let me tell you that your team starts because it is always the proposition team that starts. So Felipe or Maida, who's going to be starting the debate next class? It depends on who you are, if you are the proposition or the proposition team. So I'm going to pick up paper. I'm going to ask Felipe, left or right, to see who is going to be choosing.
Left.
My left? Okay, so Felipe,
Okay.
the group that is going to be choosing position, I'm sorry, these were the ones. Again, left or right? Felipe again, because I made a mistake.
Oh, sorry, what?
Can you repeat because I made a mistake with the papers?
Left.
Left again. Remember, you're debating against Maida's team and you are going to be the opposition team. So Felipe, you're in opposition to the motion. You say no, they don't have to be volunteers. And Maida's team is going to be the proposition team who's going to be saying, yes, they must be volunteers. So Maida, your team starts the second debate of the class. Next class. So next class, we are going to be having two debates. Debate number one starts with a group of Catalina, that is the proposition team, saying, yes, they must be volunteers. And the team of Fabricio saying, no, opposition team. Once they finish, we started with the debate with Maida's group starting proposition team and Felipe's team with the opposition of the motion. Remember, the motion is, this House believes that Bomberos de Chile should always stay as an all-volunteer force. So this is the motion. Keep that in mind. Then, after you create the WhatsApp group, remember that you will have to be dividing your team into speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3, and speaker 4. Remember that each speaker 1 has to be taking 1 minute. Each speaker 2, 2 minutes in the presentation. So if you have 2 speakers 2, you have 4 minutes in total. Do you understand? 2 speakers 3, so you have 4 minutes in total, 2 minutes each. This is the way you're going to be speaking. Speaker number 1, this is the way that he is going to express himself. Good morning, Mr. or Madam, ma'am. I am the one that I'm going to be speaking here. Then you say, classmates, students, the topic of our debate is that, and you are going to be saying the motion. This House believes that Bomberos de Chile should be all volunteer force. Then the definition. We, the affirmative team, In this case, it's Catalina that is going to start. So we, the affirmative team, define the topic as. So you start with the explanation of the topic. You start with a definition, defining the key or important words in the topic. So you can use concept of what is volunteering? What is the origin of Bomberos de Chile? You can explain what volunteering means. So using a dictionary or using encyclopedias to help you. Remember that in the debates, it is permitted to have a notebook or something to be reading, okay? Because there are many things that you cannot memorize like all the time. Then you clearly explain it, and you say, we, the affirmative team, believe that this statement is true. Okay, so you sustain your argument based on the definition of the motion that you think says why volunteer fits for Bomberos de Chile. So you find a reason there. I don't know if Catalina and Maida, do you understand what you have to do in the definition section?
Yep.
Yes, good. Then you've explained the team split. So today, as first speaker, I will be talking to you about, and you insert the general heading, the general points you will be talking about. You give like a general idea of your presentation in general of your group. Our second speaker will be talking about, and our third speaker will rebut the negative team and sum up our team's case. You don't have a rebuttal here because there's no argument to be discussing. So in that part, then you start with the arguments. One, I'm going to discuss this and that. You can give 2 or 3 points. My first point is, and you state your first point, and you explain then, this is because, now my second point and my third point. Then the ending. You give a conclusion of your part, like summing up. You can say all in all. So as you can see, that speaker 1 also makes arguments and gives an introduction. So you've got the team split and the presentation. In the case of Fabricio, when you do this job, when you have the negative team, since you are going to have 2 speakers, number 1, you can have them talking at the same time if you want to about the arguments. So it's something that you're going to be choosing as a team leader. As you can see, I gave you the templates for all the positions, but I insist I didn't include the 4th speaker because the 4th speaker is going to be the one that is going to be collecting all the information about the debate. And the 4th speakers have to be persons that are very fast at taking notes because they have to close, also including what the people are saying at the moment of the debate. So they have to be very clever at taking notes, very good at taking notes, apart from preparing the summary of all the information. So during this class time, we've got 35 to 40 minutes of classes. I'm going to give you 20 minutes, half of the class, 20 out of 40, because I want you to be working with your team now, investigating. So first, deciding who are going to be speakers 1, 2, 3, 4. Then dividing your speech. And finally, during the last 20 minutes, you are going to be exposing to us what you are going to be saying next class, like in general words. Why? Because Catalina has to be Catalina's team paying close attention to what Fabrice is going to be presenting now. Fabricio's team, the same as Fabricio's team, listening to what Catalina is going to be doing next class. In that way, you can be prepared and be able to prepare something for next class as well. The same as Felipe's team with Maida's team. So now you start your 20 minutes of preparation as a team, taking notes, investigating, making a draft of your presentation. And the next 20 minutes are going to be the presentation of what you have so far, like your draft. Do you understand what I was saying? Do you understand what you have to do now with your team? Team leaders, I'm going to ask Catalina, have you got any questions?
No.
Sure.
Oh, just one. Are you gonna? Because I don't know if you can divide this classroom like in Zoom.
No, it is not possible using this. That's why I was saying that if you, it was ideally going to be like that, but it isn't possible using this. So that's why I'm saying that you can use maybe the WhatsApp
All right.
for this purpose. Welcome. Fabrizio, have you got any question as a team leader?
I really didn't hear all the instruction because I was talking with my group. So
Oh, but you already started. So remember, now you have 20 minutes to create your draft and then the next 20 minutes to present your draft.
okay.
So you have to start working like immediately using the templates.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Felipe,
I have questions.
tell me.
Yes. Do you address like the introduction section and the definition section separately? Separately.
Yes.
It had different timers, or definition is like in argument section.
What do you mean by that? What is that in the division of time for each
Yes.
speaker?
Yes, the
Like, for
definition were blanks, like introduction.
when I
argument.
divided that, yes, that includes all the time. So if I tell you that 2 minutes, is that what you mean? I don't know if I understand your question.
Like, where does the definition? Where does I have to put the definitions? In the introduction, in the arguments, like.
Everywhere, because it is all part of your presentation.
Okay. Okay.
So you are all going, you, for example, as a speaker number one, if you are going to be speaker number one, I don't know what your role is going to be. You as a speaker number one, using the time given for speaker number one, that is a minute. In 1 minute, you have to do all this. So you have to have the ability of summarize information.
Oh, okay.
Because then the other members are going to be the ones that are going to be expanding the information.
And the other question is like, this you say that it may be more than one speaker one.
Yeah, but only in the case of Fabrizio's team,
Oh, okay.
because he's
In
got
the-
8 members.
Yeah. But for other speakers, it's the same. Like one speaker one, one speaker two.
No, for the other speakers, you'll have to have 2 persons, like speaker 2, 2 persons. So 2 minutes each, in total 4 minutes.
That was the question.
And speaker number 3, the same.
That's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Felipe. And Maida?
Nope. We're okay.
No questions? Okay,
Nope.
so in 20 minutes, I'm going to be calling you back. I'm going to be muting, just watching you work. So stay connected. I will be watching you during this 20 minutes, and then I will call you back for the presentation of the drafts. All right? Best of luck.
Okay.
Aló, profe. ¿Está? Hola, hola, hola.
I would say I was talking to you, Eduardo, but without the microphone on.
Ah,
Yes, I'm
profe,
here.
la
Yes.
introducción la tiene que ser el líder, ¿sí o sí?
No. The leader decides if he wants or she wants to do the introduction or not.
Entonces, full libre. Cada uno lo que
Exactly.
quiera. Ya, gracias.
I'm writing some information in the chat if you want to take a look at that.
Rocío? Miss, do you mind if we do it in Spanish because it's faster?
What were you saying? Are you looking for Rocío Bugüeño?
Yeah,
Because
we
she's
don't
there.
have her number. And we are
Rocío is
trying to
there.
find
She's
it.
She's connected. She's listening to you. So Rocío, can you talk to Catalina so you exchange your phone numbers?
Yep. ¿Puedes mandar tu
Yes. Yes.
número? Para que te están buscando.
Sí, enseguida manda mi número.
Ya, teníamos el tiro.
Ujú.
Miss, I
Yes.
have a question.
Mhm.
Mi-
Let me see. You are?
we're
I don't see you.
7, Maida.
Maida. Okay.
Maida,
You're
yeah, Maida.
7.
We're 7. Yeah, we're 7 in our group.
Yes, you are.
We have one introducer, a conclusion, and what happens with the argument, with the
Okay.
con los argumentos y los contraargumentos.
Speaker number 1, one person.
Mhm.
Speaker number 2, two persons. Speaker number 3, 2 persons. Speaker 4, 2 persons. So this is what you're going to be doing. I'm going to show you this, all right?
Miss.
Yes, I'm
All right.
listening. And you are Fabricio, right?
Yes, yes.
Let me finish with Maida, and then I go with you, all right?
Okay.
Maida, you are going to be the first one. And you're going to be the proposition team. So Maida, that means that you are going to have one person that first does this role as the first speaker, introducing, defining, explaining the team split, giving arguments, and an ending. Then you're on the proposition team. The second speakers, the 2 persons that are going to be doing this introduction, are going to be rebutting the arguments of the opposition team, that are recapping, argumenting again, and ending. So here you have 2 persons doing the same job here, the same as speaker number 3, and then two persons concluding. So in total, you're going to be having a person that is going to be being speaker 1 in 1 minute. Speaker 2, each speaker number 2, 2 minutes. That means that you're going to have 4 minutes there. Then each speaker number 3, 2 minutes each. And then finally, one speaker number 1. All right?
I don't get it actually.
No?
And so it's one speaker 1.
One speaker 1.
Yeah. It gives an introduction. Speaker 2 are 2 people, and they show the argument.
If you want to call it an introduction, yes. Okay, so the first speaker. Yes. Then that is what the first speaker is going to be saying. Then you're going to have 2 persons that are going to be rebutting what the opposite team said. So speaker number 2 is going to be arguing the position of the presentation of the opposition team. So 2 persons arguing and following this template. That is for the second speaker, for the proposition, using this template. And then the same with the third speaker. The same thing. When you argue the positions of the other teams, you rebut the other team's points. And finally, you close with 2 persons are closing, and they go back to the argument presented, and they go back to the argument presented, and the rebuttals presented in the debate, and closing the debate.
All right.
Try to follow the template.
Thank you.
And the vocabulary and the expressions presented.
Miss,
Yes?
how much time do we have right now?
You've got exactly 10 minutes left.
Can my team left the video call because we are in another?
Are you going to use this? Okay, are you going to use maybe this one, maybe Google Meets, but with your team?
Yeah.
So you
my
come
team
back in
is
10 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
5 minutes maximum. Okay, so it's time to finish. I need you to come back. So let me see if the leaders are here. Catalina, are you here? Catalina, Fabricio,
Yeah.
Felipe, Maida. Yes, I hear Catalina.
Yeah.
Fabricio? Fabricio is not here. Not yet. Felipe?
I'm here.
Maida is here. Good. And Felipe?
Yep.
I cannot hear Felipe. There you are.
I miss.
Fabricio is not here yet, apparently. His team is not here yet. Okay, so what a pity. Catalina, why don't you tell me about the organization, how you were doing? Oh, nice kitten, Felipe.
Yes.
But it's not a kitten, apparently. It's a cat. Or
No,
not?
it's
It's a big one? It's a kitten.
It's 3 months old.
Oh, it's just a baby. That's why he or she?
She.
She. Okay, that's why she's there. Kata, tell me, what was the organization like?
At the beginning it was difficult, and in the beginning I mean like the whole class.
Mm-hmm.
But because we had promised to contact each other, but at the end we could like organize it like without any problem. Now we know what we have to do, but we don't have like the actual argument or anything right now.
So what you could do here was the organization mainly of the team, like the speakers, they are going to be like, the role they are going to be playing.
And who's saying what, and who are talking, who are working with each other.
Okay, so remember next class, we are going to start immediately with the debate, and you're going to be the first team. So try to use the week for that purpose. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Fabricio. Are you here? He's not yet. Felipe, tell me about your organization.
We were very organized. We haven't chosen like propositions, but we like established our base and our first two arguments to start playing with.
Okay, so you had like a brainstorming of ideas.
Yeah.
Yes? You are part of the opposition team. Catalina, you as part of the proposition team, what were the main ideas that came up?
Yeah, that's the problem. We didn't have enough time to do that. I'm really sorry, but we can we can explain them later to the group if they want. So it will be fair anyways.
Yes, it would be, because Fabrice is not here. He's not here to counter-argument.
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay, Fabricio, Catalina says she didn't have enough time, but she has a compromise with you, with letting you know what her main ideas are going to be like, because you need to be prepared for the counter-argument. What if you tell us, Fabricio, what your main ideas were and how the organization was? Fabricio, tell us about your team.
About my team. Okay.
Yes. What was the organization like, and what were the main ideas that came up for your opposition to the
organization? Do you mean distribution?
Exactly.
Okay. For speaker 1, it's Sofia and Francisca. Speaker 2, Max and Rodrigo. Speaker 3, it's me and Rocio. Speaker 4, Octavio Matias.
Okay, so you have the organization. And what about the main ideas? Because you're going to be in opposition to the motions. You are going to be saying they are not going to be volunteers anymore. They shouldn't be volunteers anymore. How are you going to sustain it? What are your main points?
Where our main idea is that Bomberos de Chile put their life in risk, so they deserve a remuneration as money. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so life risk is one point.
Yeah.
What other points do you have?
We were looking for information and making comparison. I think there is. Like,
okay, so you're going to,
for example, in case not being all volunteer, but get more apoyo estatal,
support, state
yes.
support,
State
financial support. So you're going to be basing your argumentation in comparing with other countries and talking about life risk. And finally, you were saying that it was, I forgot it.
We think that firefighters are a crucial part of society and should be treated as such and given equal and fair opportunity, like all workers should.
Okay, so Catalina, you have the main ideas of the opposition team. Try to stay in contact with Fabricio to give him your main ideas, all right?
Yeah.
Felipe.
When we have them, we will tell them.
Thank you. Felipe, why don't you tell us about your main ideas? You already talked about the organization, that you were very organized. So what were the main points that you're going to be discussing as an opposition team?
Yes, we have various points. Like the first one, let me see. I have it write it down. The first one, we're going to define. How would you say?
Define. Yes, define.
define bombero, voluntarian, and necessity.
Excellent. That is a very good start point.
So with that, we can start the arguments like with a great explanation and more easily. So we're going to play with like the definition of voluntarian and how it is like impossible forcing someone to be voluntarian.
Yes.
And also talk about the origin of the bomberos de Chile.
Okay, try to not to expend so much in terms of giving historical points, because remember that all the arguments you give need to be argumentative, as the word says.
Yes.
So they have to be debatable.
No, we're going to
use it to justify the information, yes, but just use it to sustain an argument.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. Maida, were you listening to Felipe's organization? He's very clear about what his team is doing. What about you, Maida?
Of course I did. No, actually, with our group, we don't have enough time to prepare many arguments or something like that, because we were busy choosing our speakers.
Okay,
because at the beginning, as you know, I had a doubt with that. So then we have choosing our roles.
So are you divided?
And it was kind of difficult, actually.
Okay, but are you already divided?
Sorry? Yeah.
Okay, good. So try to talk to Felipe to inform him about the main arguments you're going to have as a group of propositions. Maida, are you still there?
That's the trouble, actually. Sorry?
Try to let Felipe
Sorry,
know
wait.
about your main ideas. Yes, Agustin, I had the same. I also suffered with Maida's microphone. Yes, so what I was saying is that Maida, you need to stay in contact with the opposition team. Try to, because during the week, the idea is that you can have a clear idea of what each person has to do. Remember, the assessment is individual, but there is an important amount of points about group activity. So next class, we are going to have as invited Ana Paola Duarte, the coordinator of this program. So she's going to be helping me choose the winner team. She's going to be one of the judges, since I'm going to be acting as a moderator and I need someone to choose the winner. Okay, so I expect to see you next class then. Sofia Carrasco just entered the room to say goodbye, but we are going to say goodbye in this moment and stop the recording. Remember, next class we start with you, Catalina Fabricio, and we go on with Felipe and Maida. All right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll see you next class. Best luck. I wish you have a good organization and see you then. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you.